Welcome back to ARC Salt Lake, where we cover authentic, relevant, and community stories. Glad to have you along with us. We're really glad it's Friday.
Yes, we are. Happy to have approached the end of the week.
Right.
So we're filling you in on all the headlines this morning.
Yeah, in fact, the death toll from Hurricane Helene is now over 200. More than 200 people have been killed. Dozens are still missing. So it is now the deadliest hurricane to hit the U.S. mainland since Katrina.
President Biden is visiting Georgia and Florida for a first-hand look at the destruction. During one stop, he walked amid the damage in northwest Florida, where Helene made landfall. That was a week ago today. Across the region, people are still struggling. Survivors are doing what they can to get the essentials.
We know people need drinking water, they need food, they need household supplies, they need personal hygiene supplies, they need cleaning supplies, and that effort is continuing, and we still need people around the nation to consider helping us and bringing us those resources.
6,700 members of the National Guard, along with at least 1,000 active duty troops, are distributing food and water and helping with rescue and cleanup efforts across 6 states.
Yeah.
PowerOutageUS.com reports the number of homes and businesses without power finally slipped below 1 million for the first time since last weekend. Still a huge number. Crews from across the nation have been deployed to help restore the power.
In fact, Utah has a big team that's there. Utah's Task Force 1 is still in the southeast helping with Helene recovery efforts. They work 12 hours a day. They've now been out there a full week. They left before the storm hit to go help. They started out in Knoxville, Tennessee. They were asked then to move to help in Unicoi County, Tennessee. That's a big group there. Utah Task Force 1 Special Operations Chief Brian Case says they have about 58 people in that group on the ground, working 12-hour days, helping with wherever they're needed.
We have been assigned to do searches. You can't imagine the destruction, I'm sure. With all the media coverage, you're pretty well aware of all the water that inundated these areas. But here in this area, there are debris fields full of old hardwood trees, just giant trees. There's lots of cars placed around the waterways and rivers. So many of the buildings have been wiped away. So we've been asked also, in addition to clearing the debris fields, to doing structural assessments. We have some structural engineers that have been checking out the buildings that were damaged.
Buildings, and also we saw some video there of the bridges and overpasses that they're checking out. They still need to be searched in some areas. Case says they're finding very little work for their live find canines to try to find any survivors, so now they're moving in other canines that can sniff out human remains. He added that they're largely in a recovery mode now. So Utah's Task Force 1, they've helped in almost every one of those situations where hurricanes do such horrible damage.
And teams like that from all over the country
right.
needed and also helping in that zone.